how does that phrase become a brand standard,
Mm-hmm.
and what does that actually mean to you guys, and how do you instill that in the people that work for you?
In the Ritz-Carlton world, it's a very hospitality business. And so when you would go to a Ritz-Carlton, they would never point. They would always take. So if you ever ask a question, they would actually take you. They'd come out behind the desk and they would walk you to the bathroom. They would walk you to wherever. They don't say, bathroom's over to your right, elevators, no, they would take you to the elevators. And they would always end every transaction with everything. Whenever the word thank you was mentioned, my pleasure. So Truett, our founder, stayed at one of these, and he's so impressed by this whole feeling of hospitality. He goes, man, if we could just capture that and bring that back to a restaurant, we could change the world. And so we had our annual event every year that we come together as franchise owners, and Truett stood up in front of 2,000 or 3,000 and goes, okay, from now on, in this world of Chick-fil-A, when anybody says thank you, I'm talking vendors, employees, each other, anything. Anytime you hear that word, you got to say my pleasure. We're going, this guy's nuts.
What's he talking about?
What's he doing? He's 72. He's losing his marbles. This is never going to work. And so, of course, he stands up. He says, all right, thank you. And we all say, my pleasure. It falls flat. We're all going, this is a big waste of our time. Of course, we fast forward now. And over the next 5, 8, 9, 10 years, he started to really unpack what he meant. And what he meant was the words, a lot of people use my pleasure. I mean, some people, I've done seminars and people go, we want to talk about customer service and my pleasure. And employees hate us because the boss is always, you got to be more like Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
You need to be nicer.
Yeah, the Chick-fil-A delivery.
Yeah, and
that's what we try to be
people
at one
hate
time.
that because
Yeah.
I don't, and so when I go to these places, I said, guys, listen, I said, the words mean absolutely nothing. If you really don't mean them, don't say them. And so we have to train our people that before we had the words, we already had the actions. So when you have a my pleasure action, which means that it comes from a sincere heart that I actually do want to serve this person, that I actually am excited that they're in my presence, that I actually know that the only reason I'm in business is because of that person. We all say that. Customers are number one. But remembering that really, if it's sincere and a customer believes you, that you think that they're there and that you are so thankful that they're there and you're sincere, and then you close it with my pleasure, they begin to say the words are matching the actions.